Hey children, my name is Justin and I'm one of your kids church leaders here at NewLife Christian Church. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your time back at school and seeing all your friends and learning more. So at the moment, we are going through the book of 1 Kings. To recap last week, we learned about how Solomon built the temple and the palace. Solomon making Israel so wealthy because of his great wisdom meant that both the temple and the palace were huge, filled with fine gold and jewelry. Solomon goes into great detail, explaining how impressive the building was. This week, we'll be reading through 1 Kings chapter 10. And here we'll learn about when Queen Sheba came to speak with King Solomon and sharing gifts. But before we do that, let's start with our memory verse in James. Sylvie will lead us through it and then followed by the song.
If any one of you lacks wisdom, he should talk to God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it shall be given to him. James chapter 1 verse 5. Okay, now let's do it one more time. If any one of you lacks wisdom, he should talk to God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it shall be given to him. James chapter 1 verse 5.
There is something that's better than the latest toy. There is something that never can be destroyed. It's worth more than jewels and gold or anything money can buy. W-I-S-D-O-M spells wisdom. I need it. W-I-S-D-O-M in your word I find it. I need your wisdom, Lord, each day. Left to my own self, I always tend to go astray. But in the Bible, you reveal your perfect way. You teach me to think like you instead of being a fool. Don't wanna be that. W-I-S-D-O-M spells wisdom. I need it. W-I-S-D-O-M in your word I find it. I need your wisdom, Lord, each day. So much I need to hear your truth. I need your wisdom, Lord. I wanna love it, live it, learn it, read it.
W-I-S-D-O-M.
I wanna know it, think it, speak it, breathe it.
W-I-S-D-O-M.
I wanna love it, live it, learn it, read it.
W-I-S-D-O-M.
I wanna know it, think it, speak it, breathe it, yeah, yeah, yeah. W-I-S-D-O-M spells wisdom, and I need it. W-I-S-D-O-M in your word I find it. Oh, W-I-S-D-O-M spells wisdom, and I need it. W-I-S-D-O-M in your word I find it. I need your wisdom, Lord, and I need your wisdom, Lord, and I need your wisdom, Lord, each day, every day, and I need your wisdom.
So children, King Solomon's relationship with the Lord gave him great wealth and wisdom. Rumours began to travel far and wide. Queen Sheba heard about his fame growing, and she came to visit him. She came to ask him some difficult questions and serious questions in order to see just how wise he was. She came to Jerusalem with a lot of people, including camels that carried large quantities of spices, gold, and precious stones. She arrived in Jerusalem and spoke about everything that was on her mind. Solomon, in his great wisdom, answered all of her questions. There was nothing she asked that was out of his understanding. In fact, everything she asked was easy for Solomon to explain. She noticed, while sitting with such a wise man of God, who commanded such wealth and respect, she felt like she was in awe of him. She said, "When I heard about everything you have accomplished and your wisdom, I had to come to Jerusalem and see it with my very own eyes, to believe such rumors. Since arriving and speaking with you, your wisdom and wealth far exceeded all of their rumors." Queen Sheba exclaimed, "How happy your people must be to have such a wise king, to rule over Israel. How happy must your officials be to be serving alongside you." Queen Sheba then praised the Lord, that he delights in such a man like King Solomon. Because of God's eternal love for Israel, he has placed Solomon on the throne of Israel to maintain justice and righteousness. King Solomon and Queen Sheba became great friends. So Queen Sheba shared gifts with Solomon, large amounts of gold, spices, and silver. Never again in history had there been so many spices presented to King Solomon. Over time, Queen Sheba also shipped in gold, stones, and special wood from Ophir to help build the temple, royal palace, and the musical instruments. There was so much almug wood that people have never seen so much wood being imported since then. King Solomon also returned gifts, giving anything Queen Sheba desired, in addition to their new friendship. She then left with all her people to return back to her own country. So children, the craft we are going to do today is to help Queen Sheba on her way to visit King Solomon. First of all, we need to cut out the coloured bodies of the camels and then also add them to this picture. Alright? But the camels, they need legs, and they also need spices, they need gold and some jewellery as well, which you need to draw in this picture. You also need to complete Queen Sheba's royal gown. So just finish it off, colour it in for me, and make it look really beautiful. Can you do that for me? Alright? But we also have King Solomon's palace. So how many bags of gold can you find in the picture? But also, you can also complete the Bible verse down below of James chapter 1 verse 5. So kids, colour it in, make it really beautiful for me, and so that we can see it again soon. Alright? Here is one that I completed earlier. Here we have the coloured camels with legs, gold, and some spices. We have Queen Sheba, and she's completed with a royal gown. So just colour in the picture and make it look beautiful. Okay? We also have the palace. Find how much gold there is and complete the Bible verse and just make it look beautiful. Can you do that for me? Alright? Sounds good to me. So children, thank you for joining us today at Kids at NewLife Online. Don't forget to email through your craft to us at kids@newlife@gmail.com. We would really love to see them. So goodbye for now, and I hope to see you again soon.